Hello, hello, hello. It's time to make art with Mrs. M. Today we will be talking about stars. I read this great book recently, and the title was Draw Me a Star by Eric Carle. And in this book, there were stars everywhere and lots of different colors. So I did some 5 point stars here with lots of colors to introduce today. Well, there are many types of stars. And so today we'll talk about how to draw a four point star, review this 5 point star, do the 6 point star, and the 8 point star. The directions for this were in the book Draw Me a Star by Eric Carle. So I have been working on this, and I love the way this star produces these little triangles. This almost looks like a quilt square. There's a diamond shape or a sideways triangle in the middle. I love that. If you look in the middles of all of these stars, you see another shape. There's a hexagon here and a pentagon here, and even an octagon if you look in the middle of the 4 point star. Let's get started. Well, stars are fun and stars are cool. Everybody loves stars. So let's start with the 4 point star. I'm going to divide my paper because I'm going to be doing all of them. Oh, this is what I do to start the 4 point star. Make a giant plus sign. And then what I do is I make a line that leans down to the line that crosses over it. And then I make the line lean back down to the bottom here. So it forms this diamond shape. And then if it helps, you might want to turn your paper to do the same thing. Lean out a little ways and then back down to the point at the other end. So what you end up with is a 4 point star. And in the middle, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides to an octagon in the middle. See, there's your octagon. Let's do that again. I'll use a different color. Make a really big plus sign. Then come down, lean out a little ways. Try to do the same distance on both sides. It looks like this side is a little bit wider, but that's okay. And then I do the same thing and bring it down to the other point on the opposite side. I like to turn my paper so that I can do the same step. Lean down and out a little ways on both sides, and then lean back down to the point there at the bottom. And that is the 4 point star. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 points. That's why it's called 4 point star. Very good. Okay, next, the 5 point star. The 5 point star I learned this way: to go up, down, over, across, and back to the beginning. That's the way that I learned. But now that I teach it differently. Let me color this guy in. Sometimes I just can't resist. All right. This is the 5 point star. This is what we're doing now because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points on it. Okay, the 5 point star can also be done this way: up, down, straight across. And that looks almost like the Avengers A, the A for the Avengers superheroes. And so I've done this long line across. Now I'm going to go from the top to the bottom on the opposite side, and then top to bottom over here to this opposite side to complete it. And in the middle, you can see that there is a pentagon in there. It has 5 sides. So that's your 5-point star. That's the one that seems to be most familiar to everyone. Next, the 6-point star, which I think is super easy. I start by drawing a triangle. And then for you mathematicians out there, I try to make it an equilateral triangle, meaning that I try to make all the sides equal length. Now, what I do next is I'm going to draw another triangle like this one, but it's going to be flipped upside down. So I'm going to start by drawing this long line right here, the same. I'm going to copy it, and then I'll come down to make the point and down to make another point. So that way I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points on that star. So I get the 6-point star. Let me do it again. Draw an equilateral triangle, meaning all sides are equal as best as you can. And then flip it upside down. Draw the bottom that matches the bottom of this one. And then add the other 2 sides of the triangle. Once you overlap those 2 triangles, you get a 6-point star. And look, in the middle you have a hexagon because there are 6 sides there. 6 sides. Okay, here comes the fun one. In the book by Eric Carle called Draw Me a Star, it gives directions on how to make an 8-point star. And I've been practicing this. Okay, the very first thing I do is I make a number 4 like so. And then I go up and I stop so that this line is even with that one. And then I'm going to make a line that's the same length of this one. Come straight down, ding, like that. And now I need to go across because I need to make something that looks like this, flipped upside down on the other side. So I go over, and then I'm going to go straight through these, like right through the middle. Right through the middle. Like that to the other side of there. So this line and this line are equal, and boom. I think I've seen it done a different way, and I'm going to attempt to show you that too. So that's the 8-point star. I'm going to attempt to show you the other way that I have seen it done. So here we go. Oops. Calm down, scissors, not your day. Okay, so it looks sort of like a tic-tac-toe board, like this, okay? And then I make like an X right here and an X right here. It's not as neat, is it? But when you color it in, it's about the same. It looks just about the same. But it's not as neat if you ask me. They seem kind of skinny. I'm filling them in a little bit to make that better. That's the 8-point star. So there's 2 ways to do that. 2 ways to do this one and this one. 2 ways to do it. And that's stars. So they are named by how many points they have on them. I think there may be other types of stars, but I'm not quite sure about that. These are the ones that I know how to draw, and I thought I'd share it with you. 4-point star, 5-point star, 6-point star, and 8-point star. And remember, the book I was telling you about is called Draw Me a Star by Eric Carle. And if you've ever heard that story, I think it's a wonderful story. I want you to know I think you are all superstars. And remember, art makes you smart. I enjoyed this time with you. Come back and draw with me again. Signing off for today. See you later. We come back for another episode of Making Art with Mrs. M. Bye.